Alright, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I discovered Pocket Morty's, the phone game, and that's what cost you guys your video yesterday. I bought the game Prey, which is like space Skyrim, it looks like. So you're probably gonna lose a video or two to that. And Monday I get the piece that I need for my Oculus Rift headset. So you're probably gonna lose a video somewhere in there because of that. I'm gonna be having a lot of fun. Now I'm gonna do my best to still pump out stuff. There might be days when I forego like my watching of YouTube here and there. I might skip a day or two of that, so you'll get some old videos. I've been kind of recording videos to comment on, but I haven't because I'm recording like 2 or 3 a day to do that shit with. And so I'm gonna get to those, and that might be kind of how I juggle it. I might see if I could do a couple of them ahead of time too. That ain't gonna happen. But yeah, so I got fun video games. So I'm gonna be distracted. I'm gonna do my best. I have people that pay for this shit, so I'm gonna do my best. But there is gonna be a couple of spotty days here and there where maybe I don't put out a video, and then maybe like the next day I put out 2 because I'll be like halfway through. So, something like that. Shit like that might happen more frequently in the coming weeks. Or maybe for the rest of this month. I don't know. And then after that, I have to get a job. So that's when things are going to start getting real spotty. So I hear your complaints already. I'm sorry. But, I'm fucking human. What do you expect? Alright, hello! It's Andy again from the Egocast channel. Goddamn. Alright, so there are a couple of subjects that I would say that I am less than an expert on. And I comment on them because healthcare, not really knowledgeable about healthcare. I've never really personally dealt with it much. I don't go to the doctor a whole lot. I never really have much wrong with me. And so I don't really generally use healthcare even when I have it, like through work and shit. And I've never like applied for healthcare in any form outside of through work. You know what I mean? So, like most people, I have very little knowledge on the subject. I understand it, like, as it applies to me. I get what deductibles are and all that shit. I get all that, networks and all that stuff. I understand. And I have tried to find doctors and found out that every doctor in my area is not in my network, that kind of shit. I've had problems with healthcare. I have used it before, but I wouldn't really call myself an expert. I didn't read the new bill. I don't entirely know what all is involved in it. We're going to go over what this guy said because I think he's funny, and that is kind of like, that's my crutch. Funny. But yeah, like healthcare, climate change, that's another one I'm not really expert on. Like, I talk a big game about climate change just because what the fuck are you going to do? Like, when it all comes down to it, from the mouths of babes, if you want to look at me as if I am knowledgeable like a child, what do you want to do about it? Like, that's my answer to it. So, anyways, we're going to talk healthcare. I know that this is probably going to piss off at least one person in the crowd. Hi, Judy. Here we go.
While House Republicans are savoring a win following a passage of their health care bill, much of the healthcare industry is less than thrilled. Jonathan Bush is chairman and CEO of the healthcare company Athena Health.
See, you gotta wonder, if the insurance companies are mad about something, could it really be all that bad?
Johnny, good morning. You're a leader in the industry. Please boil this down for us. Will more or less people be able to afford coverage with this bill?
More or less people be able to afford coverage with this bill. Like what could the bill possibly do? I mean, I don't know. I just, that doesn't really have much to do with the bill. That has to do with the insurance companies. Like, so again, if they're upset, isn't that a good thing?
Definitely the intent of the bill is to allow more market forces to work. There are very few market forces that work in healthcare. And definitely if you can choose to not adopt, if you can choose a less expensive plan, that forces the people who sell the expensive stuff to come down market to try to get you with lower prices. It's obvious.
It's obvious. Fucking capitalism saves the day.
The flip side is you have a safety net effect. If you don't cross-subsidize people in the short term while there is no market competition, it's going to hurt. The problem is, when do you get started? There is no market in healthcare. There's no platform. I mean, other than Athena Health, which is only 12% of doctors, there is no market. There's no online place where you can connect medical records, referrals, doctors. You can't see what's going on as a doctor or a patient. You need those fundamental things before you talk about moving the, who gets cross-subsidized by what 5%, what $8 billion is going to cover the people who fall out. Those are sort of tiny little tempests in the teapot against the larger issue that none of us feel a whole lot of power or connection to the healthcare
Johnny.
system.
See, and really, he honestly brings up a really good point that I never thought of before. Why isn't there, a special medical network, fucking where everything is just there, all of your charts for all of your health, all your shit, bam, right there at the touch of a button, and the fucking doctor comes in with the fucking iPad and, oh, I see you fucking had the sniffles on this date too, and fucking why fuck don't we have that shit? You know what I mean? That's ridiculous.
Johnny, so we understand the intent, but take me to reality.
Right.
What do you believe is going to happen here? You're in the industry. You have to make these predictions.
I have to make these predictions?
The way he said that just came off to me as fucking, really? Why the fuck do I have to make these predictions?
I think everybody's going to get onto AthenaNet, www.athena.
Stop. Let's go.
Look, bitch, you ask a stupid question. What the fuck do you expect?
I believe that if we get through the current sort of kerfuffle and settle down, it's inevitable regardless of which slice of safety net level we choose. As long as we don't give up on the whole thing and go all Medicare or something wackadoodle.
God, I hope we never go to that shit.
That we will continue to move on. People are moving online. Doctors are choosing. Hospitals are draining. 38% of the beds are empty now.
Okay.
There's momentum already.
Johnny,
Yeah.
More or less people will have access to affordable insurance.
Well, there's no question that if you take away other people paying for your insurance, it gets more expensive.
Duh.
The CBO said that 14 million of the people who would drop out because they're only in because they'll be fined if they're in.
See, that's funny. I got fined this last year because for a portion of the last year I didn't have health insurance because I didn't have a job. So I got fined. And I was fine the whole 3 months. Never went to the doctor once the whole fucking time. So, that's bullshit. If I get it. I understand. You force everybody who's young and healthy to pay for insurance because they're never going to use it, so they're never going to take money out. But at least that way they're putting money in so that everybody else can use it. But, fucking healthcare is expensive, man. No thank you. And there have been studies done where people show that there's some people that just pay out of pocket when they go to the doctor, and they wind up saving thousands of dollars every year because when they have to go to the doctor, they pay out of pocket. And yeah, it sucks that one instance, but it's fucking done. Like, over. And most people never reach their deductible. So, you know, it's one of those things. It's different from car insurance because, you know, like, it's just different. You pay your car insurance, and if nothing ever happens, nothing ever happens. You just threw away your money into whatever. But health insurance, you're forcing people to pay for other people. And I don't like the idea of that. I don't like the idea of that. I think health insurance, I think the insurance companies are the problems here.
So, yeah, if they don't want the product and you don't fine them for bailing, you're going to see an initial balloon of people bailing. The question is, can you then on the other side, and I do think there'll be some down pressure on the price of healthcare. We're already seeing it. I don't know if it's through, you know, wisdom and markets or just a little bit of contraction and wait a minute, I don't know what's going to go on here. But you've seen a reduction in visits to the doctor on a per doctor basis, Q1 of 16 to 17. First time I've seen it in 17 years.
So a lot less people are going to the doctor. And honestly, I think that's good. You ever heard of the fucking superbug? Bitches, that's everybody going to the doctor every time they fucking sneeze and getting fucking whatever antibiotics that have destroyed our immune systems so that we can't fucking fight off the flu anymore. Like,
people are getting a little more cost conscious with the way they use healthcare right now.
When you look at that list of pre-existing...
I think that's a good thing. Like, you know, you shouldn't be going to the doctor for every goddamn little thing. I'm not saying that you're stitching yourself up at home, but some things that people go to the doctor for, it's ridiculous.
When you look at that list of pre-existing conditions and people who are so worried they're not going to be able to afford their own health care, what do you make of that list?
Now, see, here's where it gets me. The abolishment of the whole pre-existing thing, that was what I really liked about Obama's Affordable Care Act. That was like the only thing really I liked about it. I hated that you got forced into it or you were fined. Didn't like that. And I loved that there was no such thing as pre-existing conditions anymore. So this is one point of it where I would say I definitely hope that when it goes into the next phase of getting passed, that at least will get finagled about or gotten rid of completely, because I don't like the pre-existing. That's just some horse shit. That is just some fucking bullshit. I don't agree with that whatsoever. So you got me on record there. That I don't like.
Well, obviously, if you want to preserve a social safety net program, you're going to make it very personal stories. You know, this is Ginny's story. This is Joe's story. And you'll have a bill called Ginny's Bill, which never again will we let anyone die, you know, for lack of a brain transplant. And
I do love this guy. The guy here, this Johnny guy, he's part of the reason why I wanted to do this video. This guy is fucking fantastic. He is a legend. But yeah, you are going to wind up with a lot of that. You have to bear that shit in mind. Like, everybody acts like these things are unchangeable at any stage. So you're going to wind up with that. Somebody's going to get something that's on the thing and they're going to die, and then everybody's going to go, oh, this can't happen. And then, so you're going to have that sort of shit. Like I said, you know, and there are probably going to be states that are going to make laws where you can't have pre-existing conditions in the state. You're going to have that kind of shit. It's politics, man. It's politics.
That's, of course, you know, bringing to poignancy the personal risk, the personal challenge of something that is such a public good like healthcare, and people should do that. On the flip side, you got your guy who says, but everyday Joe is forced to buy things that he doesn't want and can't afford at prices he would rather not participate, and he's being told he's not allowed to bail out. Both are legitimate and sort of moving points of view, and we're really kind of split as a nation right down the middle.
Yeah, god damn it. I work hard to be healthy. motherfuckers.
Either way, everybody on both sides would like to be able to see what they're getting, not redo tests, not understand what tests are for, be able to change doctors without losing their whole chart. These are the kinds of things that aren't being addressed in any of these bills that I think are much more galvanizing kind of where we really are as a country right now.
I love how this guy always finds a way to wheel back around to where we have a shit system to begin with. I love that. It's fucking fantastic. Another reason why I wanted to do this video, because like these are things that I think are important. The fucking having everything accessible to you. Being able to email a doctor online, right? Find a doctor online and just send him an email. Hey doc, feel like shit and I got something leaking out my dick. And then he can go, ooh, that sounds like it could be this or this. You gotta go to an actual doctor. And then now you know. Or you could be like, hey doc, I got this weird bump. And he goes send me a picture of it. And you send a picture of it from your fucking phone. And he goes, it's nothing. If it gets bigger or turns colors, call me. And you owe me $5. Like, fucking, come on, man. Let's get realistic with this shit. We live in the modern fucking age. What are we doing?
Well, you're talking about long-term technological investment.
Yes.
President Trump and so many others have said, and you can see it, it's been very difficult for insurance companies to stay working within Obamacare. Take a listen.
The insurance companies are fleeing. It's been a catastrophe. It's obvious that it's failing. It's dead. It's essentially dead. If we don't pay lots of ransom money over to the insurance companies, it would die immediately.
Ransom money. Is
All I
Obamacare
could see
dead?
was Paul Ryan trying not to snicker at all the hyperbole behind him. I couldn't pay attention to the great orange leader. Look,
I really do genuinely have like personal love for this man. I really do like him.
it's absolutely true that the
But
cross...
hold on. Wait. Johnny, you're smiling and you're laughing, but you're saying the great orange leader, and this is life or death. This is health care. What is going to happen here? Even the things you're saying, we need, these technological advancements. People should know where their charts are.
Yeah.
Like, let's get real. For people out there who are scared, what does all this mean?
It means that you live. That's it. Like, for people out there who are scared, I'm scared every day. Every time I find a pimple that's just a big lump, I'm like, oh, fuck. There's a thing, I think I got a pimple the other day on my forehead right here, and I felt it, and I was like, oh, what is that? Is that cancer? Like, everybody's scared. God damn it. Like, it sucks to live. And people fucking die. I don't know. Like, I know the alternative isn't going to be better. You guys aren't going to like socialized healthcare. I've done a video on it before. You see it all the time. CNN or fucking 60 Minutes, they always do these things. It's terrible. You wait forever, and sometimes you die while you're waiting. So what's better? You die because you catch something horrible and you just don't have the money to pay for it, or you catch something horrible but you have to wait 6 months to see a doctor about it, and you die because you didn't get to see a doctor. It's not even that the money wasn't there. It's that they just didn't have fucking time for you. What's worse? What do you really think is worse?
Well, for 95% of your viewers, the law doesn't change much, right? For 55% of Americans are on employer-based health insurance. Then you got another 25% that are on Medicare and Medicaid that aren't changed. I mean, some people went from employer-based to Medicaid under Obamacare. That was unfortunate. But by and large, this doesn't affect any of us. This is about the edges of our social safety net, which is critically important. We're an empathic, caring nation. So it's not that we should take it lightly.
It does. If there are certain levels, and if I'm a small business owner and I look and I say, well, it's going to cost me more to hire her because she might have a baby. It's going to cost me more to hire him because he's almost 70. Isn't that going to affect everyday Americans?
Yes! Like, everyday Americans already go through that. All that shit is already taken into consideration when you're... all that shit is already taken into consideration right now, today, and yesterday, and every day hence, and every day since. Fucking, are you kidding me? Yes, that shit is always taken into consideration when people hire people. Fuck, what? This isn't gonna change that.
Well, that's true today. It's been true forever. You know, anybody who's foolish enough to miss out on a woman because she's going to have a baby in their workplace is going to have a company.
What is with MSNBC? Everybody cusses on MSNBC.
Nothing about this law.
Yeah, dude, keep plowing ahead. Nobody noticed.
Changes that by much other than hairs.
Johnny.
Oh shit, Mom's pissed.
Yeah.
There's nothing appropriate about cursing at 9 o'clock in the morning on television either, so I'm going to apologize on your behalf.
Whoopsies.
So he says whoopsie. Fantastic. I love this guy.
Tell me quickly, what does this mean for your business before we go?
In general, contraction of visits to the doctor hurts Athena a little bit because we, are a percentage of the network of what doctors and hospitals on AthenaNet do.
Yeah, less money, people going to the doctors, less money. No shit, that's bad.
By and large, though, the need to cut costs and to hunker down gets new doctors onto the network, new hospitals onto the network. So we think while each individual practice and hospital on the system is going to be under pressure, there will be many more hospitals and doctors on our network as a result of the natural pressure on the healthcare system to get cheaper, regardless of what happens with this bill.
See that? It's good no matter what happens. I don't know. You're fucked one way or the other. Because here's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. When it all comes down to it, here's what it is. Before Obama, right? Healthcare had pre-existing condition bullshit, and you get it if you fucking wanted to, right? And then Obama came in and take away the pre-existing conditions, and threw in all of the fucking other horseshit, like you can choose not to have it or whatever, right? So now it's gonna go back the other shit's gonna go back to the way it used to be. But I'm telling you, people really like that whole no pre-existing condition thing. That's gonna be a tricky one to get them to actually let go of. That's going to be a sticking point. I can tell you from here until everything's done with it, it is going to be a fucking sticking point. People are going to go apeshit over that. People are already going apeshit over that. So it's entirely possible that could be taken out. If that gets taken out, if essentially all it does is change it to where you don't have to be involved, and you're a little bit more on your own for fucking figuring your shit out, fine with that. It's fine with me. I don't care. But companies aren't going to triple the fucking rates. Man, we used to change our insurance company, and this is why I fucking hate every system with insurance. We used to change our insurance company like annually, because every year some fucking insurance company would give a discount, and the president of the company I worked for would fucking jump on it every year, and we would switch around every year. And it was a pain in the ass, because whenever I did actually have to go to the doctor, they didn't fucking know anything about me. It was always a different doctor. I could never fucking see the same people. They had no idea about my charts. I had to do a physical every time I went to the fucking doctor so that they get some sort of information about me. That's retarded. That's fucking retarded. But there you go. That's what it was like under Obama. Every year, fucking some company would do some new thing that was $5 cheaper for them, and we'd change everything over again. And it was a pain in the ass for everybody. So, it's insurance. It sucks, no matter how you deal with it. But, I don't know. There's always going to be people suffering. There's always going to be people dying. And it's always going to be for stupid fucking reasons. I just would much rather the reason be, oh, I don't have enough money. Maybe I'll start a fucking GoFundMe page to keep my ass alive. Just see if people just rely on humanity. But That happens, you know. People make it because of that kind of shit. But I'll tell you what, ask anybody on the transplant list if they like waiting on a list and hoping they don't die every day. Ask them what it's like. And remember what they tell you when you get your socialized medicine and you call the doctor for, I think I'm really sick, doc, and he says, I'll see you in 2 months. Yeah, there you go. That's what that shit is like. And if you don't believe me, fucking look it up. I did. It was part of my research when I made the video on it. There you go. I don't know. It's a fucked up subject, and I don't know shit about it. Don't listen to me.
All right, Jonathan Bush, thank you so much for joining me this morning. And to our audience, apologies again. No cursing allowed.
No cursing allowed. Apparently not on MSNBC.
Thank you.